today's Toy Spot, we're going to be having a look at Marvel Legends Series 6, Cable. Cable. There you go. If we have a look at the packaging here, you'll notice that Cable is super poseable. There's 43 points of articulation. Also includes a 32-page comic book and wall-mountable display stand. Oh, alright. If we have a look on the back of the packaging, this probably, I think by many, this is probably the definitive set from Marvel Legends of all the sets, because you've got the big wigs, the Juggernaut and the Deadpool figure. Both figures are very expensive, very hard to come by. So definitely, I think that definitely boosted this series up more than most other of the Marvel Legends sets. Of course, it also includes the brown costume Wolverine and the Thomas Jane Punisher. I didn't pick up the Thomas Jane Punisher. The movie actually wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I mean, I still don't think they've done a great Punisher movie. But then we also have Cable here as well. Bit of a read-up on Cable here. It says Nathan Summers has traveled back in time to prevent a future war between man and mutant. The soldier called Cable uses his mutant abilities to fight for a better tomorrow and seeks his own fate as a man out of time. A telepathic and telekinetic mutant, Cable's physical attributes have been enhanced to superhuman levels. Getting tongue-tied here. Although his telekinesis allows him to levitate objects and erect protective force shields, he must turn the majority of his energies toward inward to prevent the techno-organic virus with which he is infected from ravaging the remainder of his body. Cable's techno-organic left arm and shoulder possess even greater strength than his entirely organic right appendage. Similar to his right eye, enables him to see into infrared spectrum. So there you go. Not really much else to say about Cable. I like Cable as a figure, but he's definitely one of those 90s characters, and I'll get into that more when I open the figure up. So let's not wait anymore. Let's get Cable opened up, and we will get a closer look at the figure. Stay tuned. And now that we've opened up the figure, let's get a closer look at Cable. Before we actually get into the Cable figure, I just want to show you the comic that he came with. It's interesting that they don't give you a comic or a issue number for this comic. It basically just says Cable. As you can see though, drawn by Rob Liefeld. Let's put the comic aside here. And let's look at the figure itself. It's not a bad looking figure. I mean, he seems a little short. I don't know if it's just me, but he does seem a little short. That aside though, I mean, it's a decent looking figure. And as I was mentioning in the package aspect of the figure, a very 90s character I think is Cable. And well, why I say 90s is because if you watched my review of, what review was I doing? Was it Ripclaw? It was one of those characters. One of the comments I made was a very 90s thing to do was to put pouches and little zipper pockets and stuff like that all over the character. And there were so many characters back in the 90s that had that. There's some character, I mean, Cable at times, I've seen him drawn where he's got these little pockets all over his arms, all over his legs, I think up here as well. And it's a bit silly, and when you look at a comic, you can really tell when something was done in the 90s because of all these little pockets on the character. But the blue and the yellow really look nice on the figure, and then he's got this really large shoulder pad. I mean, look at the size of this thing. The one good thing about the shoulder pad is, at least, if anything, you can take it off. There's a little peg at the back here, and you can take this whole unit off. So if you want Cable just to go without shoulder pad, you know, if he's just going on a night in the town, he doesn't want any extra baggage, yeah, you can do that. Or if, you know, if he's feeling like, you know, I'm feeling like a shoulder pad today, I want something large, something heavy on me, I can put that shoulder pad on as well. So He, you know, if he's going for that spring look, you know, he can maybe take this off. You know, if he's going heavy into battle and he wants to look, you know, packed to the rim, then he can put that on. In the way of his articulation, he has articulation in the head. The head does bend back and forth. It's a little stiff, but it does look like he can rotate his head in every which way. He has articulation in the torso, articulation in the waist. There is articulation in the shoulders, and the good thing about his shoulder pad, it doesn't hinder too much the articulation in his shoulders. He has articulation in the arm. He has articulation in the hand. His hand also can open up if you'd like to grab a brewski or a bag of chips. He has articulation in the leg, in the thigh, in the knee, foot, and also in the toe. And also his foot can rotate. So no limitations for this guy's articulation. You're still going to get a free range going. And we'll put Cable down here for a second. Looking at his one accessory, he comes with, what do you even want to call that? I mean, you can use it apparently as a shoulder-mounted cannon, but the main feature of it is, oops, there goes Cable. The main feature of it is that you can put on the heel struts here. And I didn't do this before. I figured I'd do it now while it was on camera here. You can put on the heel struts. And you can put in the handle grips here. And now he's got a quasi hover sled, if you want to call it that. That hover sled can peg into the base here, like that. And you can have him positioned on the hover sled. I really think it's silly, so much so that it didn't want to stay in for me. Bear with me. Bear with me. There we go. Not gonna stand. Stay. Anyways, you get the idea. Basically, he can sit in it, and he has a bit of a like a hover sled kind of thing. It's very top heavy. There we go. Perfect. He can actually sit in it. If you ask me, though, I think it's a really silly accessory. I would say probably of all the Marvel Legends, Cable probably has the most useless accessory. If you see my review of Bishop, Bishop comes with two different guns. One is more of a shotgun, kind of double-barrel shotgun. The other one is more of a futuristic rifle. I think I might actually give Bishop's rifle to Cable here. It would have been nice, you know, for those who have followed the Cable character in the comics. Cable has tons of weapons, like different rifles, different blasters. I don't know why Toybiz never just gave him a rifle, give him a couple of weapons. I mean, I would have preferred 2 or 3 guns as opposed to this thing here. I mean, I don't know, it seems a little silly to me. This aside, though, I would definitely say this is a nice looking figure. Definitely one I'm glad that I picked up. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was a toy spot on the Series 6 Marvel Legends Cable. And I hope that hit the spot. I'll see you guys next time.